guys, Jonah here, back with another beer review, back from another beer from 12 Beers of Christmas. Well, say one beer. What I'm doing now, that I've noticed there's a couple of beers in here. There's two pairs actually. Two pairs, don't get many for those in this game. And I thought this, oh, it's fallen down. Thought this would be the first pair that I'll do, and then I'll do the other one. Yeah, it's going to be on the other side of New Year's, but we are going to do this one first. This is the week version, the BrewDog Wingman Yellow, the Session IPA version of this bad boy. You might have noticed the Wingman. It is out and about. The eagle has landed, and this one is 4.3%. Not sure too much about this. I must have had this beer, but I couldn't find a review of it. So maybe I've drunk it out somewhere, but not actually done a review on it, which makes sense. What have we got in there? Barley, hops, yeast. Okay, so apparently no oats and no wheat. Going to be interesting. Now, the interesting thing for me, without knowing much about this beer, the hops in there, etc., is the slightly stronger version, which is, I'll get this one out as well. This one, the Wingman Blue, and this is at 7%. Is it the same hops or is it totally different? That one says it's tropical. Not sure about this one. We shall see, dear viewer, we shall see. Anyway, let's crack this bad boy. As usual, need to be a bit careful because none of these beers have been in the fridge. They've just been sitting around in the box at room temperature, which is, in our house, it's around 16 degrees. That's what we try and aim for. Although we've both had a cold, so yeah, it might be a little bit warmer than that, or, you know, feels warmer anyway. Okay, we are still rocking. Oh, I'm not wearing my hat today. Never mind. Still rocking the Santa glass. Go for a gentle pour because I know these beers tend to be quite fizzy and carbonated. There we go. Near enough getting the whole thing in there. Wingman Yellow. It's the colours apparently that make the difference. Put that in front of there. There we go. And then it's not obvious which one it is. Anyway, it's this one. I'll tell you what, you can say what you want about BrewDog. They make absolutely crystal clear beers. Not had any cloudy beers. And so far, I don't think there's been a hazy beer. I'm sure they do hazies, but yeah, lovely, lovely colour. Real fine white head, which is good. Huge amounts of carbonation, which is good. Okay, so getting a bit of that chalkiness, but I'm also getting nice tropicalness, citrus orange, maybe. Interesting. I'm thinking maybe Amarillo in this one. Maybe Simcoe, I'm not sure. But I'm getting a bit of grapefruit too. Yeah, it's one of those type beers, a session IPA of the tropically type fruits. Beg your pardon, I'm still suffering with this cold. It's absolutely ridiculous. It looks lager-like almost. Wouldn't you say if someone gave you that, you would probably think it was a glass of lager? Chin chin. Okay, once again, really weak, very watery, but it's a session IPA, that's what it's supposed to be. But there's a lot of kind of fruitiness there on the back end. Yeah, it's not as zesty as I thought it might be. So I was thinking maybe grapefruit, but I'm thinking Simcoe again. I was thinking either Amarillo or Simcoe because it's like giving me that orange, citrusy type thing. But light as well. Yeah, there's not too much greenery in there. It's just like one of their, yeah, like I said before, it's like one of their AF beers, alcohol-free beers. It's just very watery, doesn't really taste of anything. Just like drinking, yeah, a pint of flavoured water, which is weird because this is supposed to be for, yeah, 4.3%. Oh, on me. Yeah, doesn't really give anything else away. Yeah, I'd say this is quite a lawnmower beer, really. It doesn't taste alcoholic. Doesn't. It's weird. I've said this about a few of the BrewDog beers, but they just taste like water. And I'm sort of equating that to alcohol, but it isn't. It's flavour. It's very flavourless, which is a real shame. So it's kind of alcoholic water, alcoholic flavoured water. That's weird. Mm, the weird thing is about these beers, session IPA, I suppose, is designed so you can have a session, i.e., more than one. Um, the way the UK alcohol laws, at least when it comes to driving, can have one beer at say this strength, and even that's kind of borderline these days. As soon as you have two beers, you're over the limit for driving. So, um, what is a session about? If you're not driving, um, why wouldn't you have a 5%, 6%, 7% in this case beer? Because you don't need to worry about it. I suppose it's for people that don't like having maybe 2 or 3 beers and calling it a day. This beer is designed for someone that's literally on the lash and going to drink pints and pints and pints. Oh, I've drunk 10 pints. Woo. Yeah, well, if you drink 10 pints of alcoholic free beer, you know, you're probably not drunk at all. It's a weird, I don't know, the UK is a weird place because heavy drinking, and people going and drinking pints and pints and pints, um, they're usually drinking 3% beers. It's just weird. Um, yeah, there's nothing wrong with the flavour. It's just really watered down. It's watery. So if you like watery beers, you don't want to taste anything at all. Yeah, go for one of these. And we will see what we get. That is the Wingman Session IPA. But we'll see what we get on the next review when I do the Tropical IPA. Cheers and beers, guys. Have a happy new year, whatever's left of this year. And God, I hope next year's better than this year. Till then, I'll be coming up with this beer review here, coming up real soon.